About 5 years ago, I performed a show in the Philippines, and while I was doing it, I also ran a workshop for a day. And there was a chap at that workshop who wasn't from the Philippines, he was from Bulgaria, called Dimitar Uzanov. And 3 years later, I walked into a room in Istanbul, and there he was. And recognizing each other, since then we stayed in touch. And having been to that workshop at the Philippines, he invited me here to Bulgaria to run this workshop. So it's a long story. There's a fly. It's a long story about our complex global world and the ways in which we bump into the same people again and again. That ends up with me being here in Bozhentsi running this workshop. When I started with the group, it was clear that brilliant work had been done already by the previous people who'd been working with the group, because the dynamic was fantastic. There was a positivity about the group, a willingness to try things that were way out of their comfort zone, a supportive quality of the participants for one another. And that's, I think, huge credit to the people who were running the sessions in the first half of the workshop, but it was also huge credit to the participants themselves who just turned up really willing to give everything a go. It's been a real pleasure and privilege to work with them. Workshop here called the Storyteller's Toolkit. So with the members of the group, each day I've been exploring different tools that writers and also performers and directors can use to construct their story. So some of those are structures, and some of them are ways of developing ideas, and some of them are ways of coming up with ideas, but it's a lot of different tools that writers can use in order to develop and construct their stories. Something that I didn't expect this week is the sheer range of different disciplines that people come from. I think I came with a slight assumption that everyone here was one variation of a writer for performance, principally theatre and screen, film mostly. But actually there are people here who write non-fiction. There are people here whose writing is for campaigning reasons. There are people here whose writing is in order to better deliver to their students the lectures or the subjects that they work on. There's a huge range of ways in which people come here looking to use story to strengthen their writing. But their writing is from an astonishing range of different disciplines, and that's been really exciting to encounter and to work with. Inspiration versus hard work has been a controversial one this week. There's no such thing as inspiration. It's become a popular phrase, which means that you can't float about waiting for an idea to come to you. You can't just hope that the muse will turn up at breakfast. You have to clock on and begin work. And some of the strategies we've been exploring this week have been ways of trying to begin work even if you're not sure that you've got an idea yet, to work until you have something that you can continue to work with. And that might feel like you've had inspiration. It might feel like you've had an idea. You're unlikely to get those if you don't work towards it. You could have become my brother, you could have become my friend.